Good morning, everyone. Welcome. My name is Menachem Creditor. It's my honor to serve as scholar in residence and rabbi for UJA Federation of New York. We bring you Torah and music, blessing, and community every weekday. We've been doing so since March 18th, 2020. Today it is Monday, February 3rd, 2025. That's just about 5 years of Torah every single weekday morning, finding each other no matter where we are in the world, knowing that seeing each other will make things better, learning some Torah, getting ready for a good day, saying hello. Anava, it's good to see you. Hope that you're well. Penny, thank you for the reminder. It is broadcast 1232. Jen, Isabel, David, it's good to see you. Peter, sending love. I hope that you are well too. Barbara and Carl, Boker Tov. Let's see who else is joining us, and we will get started on a good day. Patricia and Dale, Arlene, good to see you. Adrian Tanner, Kol HaKavod to you. Friends, Adrian chaired the Westchester Jewish Council Gala this past Saturday night, where not only were important funds raised for sacred work, but a gathering of elected officials, faith leaders, and supporters from all over Westchester came together to mark this work, to know that we are hardly done. Adrian, thank you for all of your leadership. Rose and Deborah, Jonathan, Barry, Richard and Linda, Linda and Marilyn, Blair and Linda, good morning. Sending love to Canada. Natalie and Jerry, Marcia and Helen, hi Jack. Arlene and Cecile, Cynthia, Minna and Jacqueline, good morning, hi Corinne. Joyce, good to see you too, hi Debbie. Tara, welcome, good morning, hi Michelle. All right, Toby Ann, welcome, welcome, hi Kate. All right, let's take a breath, friends. Sing a bracha, learn some Torah. Here we go. Good morning, everyone. It's good to see you. I hope that you and yours are safe and well. Today is broadcast 1232. It is day 486 of war. And we are in every emotional space we possibly can be, proud of the work that we do, moved to see Keith and Ofer and Yarden returned alive, struggling because Yarden Bibas is alive and we don't know the fate of his wife and two beautiful children. And whereas there is such celebration and relief looking at Aviva's face to hug her husband Keith for the first time in 484 days, to see that he's alive, to hear commitment on the part of octogenarian kibbutzniks, who were held in unfathomable conditions, committed to rebuilding their kibbutz. To see Ofer Calderon's just character, if you watched videos of his release, to watch Keith Siegel's family hold him. There is so much, so much. We are caught here and we are caught there. And this Parsha is a helpful place to be because, as has been the case so often, especially since October 7th, the meaning of the Parshiot feels little bit literal, like it could predict in some ways the time that we are in. It doesn't make anything okay, and it doesn't answer the questions of our souls, and it doesn't flip a switch that brings all of our beloved hostages back, the 79 that remain. But here we are. Here we are again, with this Parsha that is the story of our liberation, and we look to it for guidance. In a moment of panic, remember, we have left Egypt. All the plagues ended this past Parsha, Parshat Bo. Here we are in Beshalach, at the edge of the sea. Now, you and I know where the story goes, but imagine if you didn't. Imagine being our ancestors, having run for our lives after watching the powerful taskmasters be subdued, but knowing there's still an army. We run for our lives and we hit the sea, and there's nowhere to go. And we turn around and here comes Pharaoh's army. That is where we are. The edge of freedom, suddenly the possibility of a horizon, and the threat is still there. Doesn't that sound a little bit too on the nose? Listen to the verse. When we complain, we are so scared. We complain to our leader, to Moshe Rabbeinu. And Moshe says, God will fight for you. And you, Tacharishun, shh, watch. But then God says something very powerful. And that's where I want us to focus just for a little bit today. The people are scared. They complain to their leader. Their leader says, God will fight for you. What does God say in response to Moshe? Vayomer Adonai el Moshe. This is chapter 14, verse 15 of the book of Exodus. Ma titzak elai. Why are you yelling to me? Daber el bnei Israel v'yisa'u. Talk to the people of Bnei Israel and go. This journey that we are on right now, my friends, it is an ongoing journey. Liberation did not happen. Liberation happens. And when we forget that, when we think that we've already arrived, that freedom has been realized, we ignore our own circumstances to our own detriment. We are called, as we have always been, to recognize that we are the descendants of our ancestors, and we too will be ancestors to later descendants, please God. And the challenge here of knowing our place in history and remembering it well, reading both Parsha and headlines and our own souls, knowing that while Keith and Ofer and Yarden are now free, 79 souls, alive and not alive, are still waiting to come home 486 days later. Thousands of years after we stood at the edge of the sea. We stand at the edge of the sea again. And as opposed to the Torah, where we know how the story goes, it is not that way, not in real time. The story of Bnei Israel, our ancestors, they did not know the next verse. Neither do we. So let us make sure that we pray for a moment. Let us make sure that we pray for a moment. And as we do so, let's look at some comment on this verse. Moshe says to the people, don't worry, God will save us. And God says, don't talk to me, go. What does the Talmud say thousands of years after that, thousands of years before us? In Masechet Sotah, in the book of Sotah, the rabbis say, at that time, Moses was prolonging his prayer. He was davening a lot. The Holy Blessed One said to him, my beloved ones are going to drown in the sea, meaning the Israelites, and you're praying, you're making long tefillot? Come on. Moses said before God, Master of the universe, what can I do? I don't know what to do. Doesn't that sound a little on the nose too? And God said to Moshe, speak to the children of Israel that they will go forward. And you lift up your rod and stretch out your hand. Now, if you know where the story goes, it doesn't happen in an instant. By raising up the rod and stretching out his hand, things don't happen instantly. We'll see that later this week when we learn a little bit more of the Parsha. But remember that it's not the cinematography moment where the rod touches the water and suddenly it explodes. Stretch out your hand. So I want to suggest, friends, that will always be our work, and it is certainly our work now. We stretch our hand back in time to make sure that our ancestors know that we made it this far. We hold their hands, and we stretch out our hands to the future too. It takes enormous courage to claim your place in history, to know that liberation is a story that will not be completed in our lifetimes. But we fight as if we can make that so, just like our ancestors did. They went through 210 years of enslavement, 210 years of not being arbiters of their own destiny. We have changed the story. We now have reclaimed Jewish dignity on earth, arbiters of our own destiny. Who we are and how we are is largely in our own hands. But those hands must hold the hands of our ancestors, and these hands must be ready to hold our descendants to come, which means we must fight for our rightful place, and we must remember the values that animated that fight in the first place. Liberation is not only us and not only ours. Liberation is everyone's, including those 79 of our beloveds and all those, God forbid, in the world who are under threat. So I bless us to remember that liberation requires us to know our history and to write it too. As we do so, let's claim our place. Remember that the hope that we are kindling in our own hearts every day is a hope that burned for thousands of years so that we could get here. Kol hod balevav pnima nefesh Yehudi homiya ulefatei mizrach kadima ayin letzion tzofia od lo avda tikvatenu התקווה בת שנות 2000 להיות עם חופשי בארצנו ארץ ציון וירושלים להיות עם חופשי בארצנו ארץ ציון Virushalayim. Bring them home now. Am Yisrael Chai. See you tomorrow.